talent is God's gift. Either you can sing or you cannot sing. Okay?
The moment when I hear that particular voice, we all know there's Nona Asiah. I don't think there's other singers that can sound like my mom. It all started from the late Zubir Said, our national anthem composer. He used to take my mom under his wings. He composed one particular song just for my mother. And the title of the song is called Cempaka Biru. Cempaka is like a type of flower.
So Cempaka is usually yellow, but the fact that Zubir Said named it blue Cempaka means that it's a very rare Cempaka.
And I believe maybe that's how the late Zubir Said see my mother through his eyes.
One might say, Nona Asiah was born to be a star.
She was born into a very artistic family. Her mother and her father were very well established during the era of bangsawan. The mother was a prima donna back then, and she continued that tradition.
She started at a very, very young age. I believe that she didn't go to any school of music, but it's just that it comes naturally to her.
During the Japanese occupation, she was very young, maybe 10 years old, 12 years old. Survival is very important.
She learned how to speak Japanese. She used to follow the Japanese soldiers into the forest and used to perform for them the songs.
Pendek tu orang muzik yang senang.
Senang kan? Waktu jemput.
Semua dia dapat. Ration lah dia kasi.
Ration.
Jadi macam rumah I tak jalan ke satu. Wah, beras ni berbuni-buni.
They got sugar, they got coffee. They were not deprived like other people.
For a person at that age to start thinking, doing all those kind of things, to support her whole family, someone who's so remarkable.
While her singing talent got her through the war relatively unscathed, it would do much more for her after.
She grew up in a fascinating time when Singapore's priorities were different. Singapore was the entertainment center in Southeast Asia at that time.
A 16-year-old Asiah landed her first paying job at Radio Malaya as a host. But once she was discovered, her voice was destined for more than the radio. During the golden era of Singaporean cinema from the 1940s to 70s, movie studios, Shaw Brothers, and Cathay Chris were driving a new kind of film that needed a new kind of voice.
During that period when the Malay movies were really hot, those actresses, they were lip-syncing to her singing actually.
We can hear my mother's voice a lot in those movies. We used to laugh. Mommy's voice, mommy's voice.
Pak Jiban kata kalau filem Hindustan boleh pakai latar Mangishkar, kenapa tidak filem Melayu gunakan suara latar?
She sings in Bahasa Baku, she speaks in Bahasa Baku. That's her character trademark. That is really iconic of Nona Asiah. In normal Malay will say apa, but she will say apa. You know, so that's Baku. She will enunciate it phonetically.
Dari mulalah itu filem nasib, filem apa? Cinta.
Malu nak bersuara lah menyanyi.
I bersuara lah. Romaino pakai suara P. Ramlee.
Then the movie of P. Ramlee started. P. Ramlee was very, very, very popular. And when you are actually singing for all his movies, right, that speaks for itself lah.
people contributed to the spirit of entertainment of the current generation of Malay singers. You can never bring back that era. The acting, the song, the way people emote their feelings during that time. A lot of Malay children grow up with these movies and they've watched it hundreds of times.
We believe that if you cannot carry your name, your life is not going to be smooth. Her actual name is Asiah binti Aman. So Zubir Said say, Asiah, you need to have a stage name. Why don't you put like the Indonesian Nona? Nona is a lady. When she had that name, Nona Asiah, is that boom, she's up there. Suddenly, everybody recognizes her more.
Her star was on an undeniable rise. Her voice dominated the airwaves and silver screens across Malaya and Singapore.
From what we know, she has recorded something about 300 songs.
She has this entire career behind her, which lasted for decades. She was one of the few Malay women I know that had a career back then. She is this vocal coach, but she was also the first woman producer.
And one fateful day, her musical career led her to meet a man named Ismail Qasim in a recording studio.
One of the songs that they recorded together was Hasan and Hasna.
Tentu engkau kena palu. Hasna juga budak jahat. Suka.
That shot them up on a different level. Sparks flew off probably. My mom was still carrying me in her tummy doing recording, and I'm about to come out into this world. Halfway through recording, they had to stop. Ahmad Jaafar was the one who actually brought my mom to the hospital to deliver me. All 5 of us in the family, we studied music. We are the musical family.
She sent her eldest son for formal music education overseas to Berkeley at a time where people hardly get to university locally. All that became very inspiring for me.
During a time when women were entering the workplace in droves, Nona Asiah was no housewife.
My mom and dad has been blessed on the financial part. My late father, he gave half or whatever of his retirement money to my mom. And you know what my mom did? She started investing. She started buying properties.
When my brother Iskandar wanted to go to Berkeley, that cost him about $500,000 Singapore dollars. She sold the house to be able to sponsor him. She has the best thing that any parents could have given their children. It's not money, it's education.
I probably started playing the bongo when I was 4 or 5 years old. So after that, I started playing the xylophone. I started playing the drums, the saxophone, obviously the piano. One thing about my mom, she's someone like the late Margaret Thatcher. She runs things with an iron fist, and she has a reason.
She has a very regimented system. She's very serious in the studio, but her method works. She believed that music could contribute to something that was more permanent in terms of making a career for people who are interested.
They supported me together with my late brother to Berkeley in Boston to learn. My brother had the opportunity for me to work doing big projects like, for example, National Day Parade.
She's very unique in a sense that not only did she produce the Cultural Medallion winner, but she also got the Cultural Medallion winner. I don't know of anyone else who has 2 persons in their family given the Cultural Medallion.
As her career matured, she took on a new role.
Nona was very much a mentor. She was also my vocal teacher when I was a child. And in many ways, she's also a mother figure to me. Mak Yoyo came in the 80s. So you can say that it was the Malay version of Mickey Mouse Club. We were the Blues Clues and the Barney of the 80s. Mak Yoyo brought about this massive interest in the Malay language because non-Malay children were watching Mak Yoyo. And a lot of my non-Malay friends, until today, when they know that I was a part of my yoyo, the first thing they will tell me is, I know how to speak Malay because I learned it from my yoyo.
She actually is the one that leads the whole thing. Najib came out to be a very good compare. Rila Melati, Salima Mahmud, these are all her students before.
She told me that you cannot lie when you are singing. For example, if you're singing a happy song, you cannot be sad and pretend that you're singing a happy song. I want people to remember Nona Asiah as this songbird, as a visionary songbird who gave Singapore so much in terms of the songs that she produced in the past for children and for giving us her own sons to continue the music legacy.
Nowadays, whenever she goes to her doctor for her checkup, and her doctor, my God, Madam Asiah, can you sing for us something today? It's things like that to me, I feel that my mom is proud of herself. Just hope that she'll be happy for the remaining years of her life.